So we are live. Fight start here in 3 hours. We went Wednesday. We gave our picks, but that was Wednesday. We are 3 hours away from fight night. Before we get into UFC 287, Chase has some announcements.
Well, first of all, welcome to episode 2 of Casual Couch MMA podcast.
First podcast with our new name, Casual Couch.
It's the official name, Casual Couch. We're gonna have some merch hopefully soon.
I'll send out the stickers.
But all right, before we hop into the UFC 287, two big announcements are official as of today. Number one, UFC 289 is going to be held in Canada, and the main event, Nunes versus Pena 3. They're running the trilogy back on that, and the following month, UFC 290, or the following card, Yair Rodriguez versus Alexander the Great Volkanovski is going to be on the July 9th card. Hopefully to co-main Stipe and Jones. We're still waiting on that official announcement, but that fight has to happen. Now, I have one question for both of you before we hop into UFC 287. Do you guys think the trilogy between Nunes and Pena is necessary, given the way that Nunes beat her in the second fight?
It absolutely. I think if you go out for Pena, you earn some respect, dude. You went out there and you beat the champ. Who knows if she had a bad camp, but you get the respect of the third fight. You beat her.
Okay.
I'm with Matt. I think the trilogy is necessary here. Pena shocked the world the first time. She shocked the world. I mean, I remember, Chase said you had her. You had Pena winning the fight. Great prediction.
Just had that feeling.
I didn't think Pena had a shot against Nunes. I really didn't.
I don't think anyone.
The second fight, no, nobody. I mean, except Chase. Like I say, you're going off a hell of a prediction.
I went off a gut feeling. That was it.
Kind of like my Holly Holm versus Ronda Rousey. I had Holm.
Yeah.
So, but I think the third fight is necessary. Good for Juliana Pena. She's making big money, and especially for this trilogy. So I think it's necessary. I think they need to do it. Especially, I said, Pena called the shot. She said she was gonna beat her, and she did it. So
she did.
I'm excited for it. I want to see what adjustments can be made. But yeah, I'm definitely for it. Definitely for the third fight.
All right. Yeah, I am too. I'm excited for it. And see what happens. But so UFC 287, we're just shy of 3 hours away. And look, the press conference yesterday, there were a couple of key takeaways that I got from it. And the first thing I really want to mention is, and I just talked to Pat about it a little while ago, was, all right, first of all, Israel Adesanya is like the corniest guy I've ever seen in my life. Firstly, he's so corny, and it drives me nuts. Can't stand it, but that's his gimmick. But so with the dog collar, all these things, I'm like, all these gimmicks in the lead up to a fight. Now, is he trying to like look bad to his opponents, or is he trying to like fool himself? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Go ahead, Matt.
False confidence versus the mind games.
Yeah,
I think Izzy's one of those people, and they're not rare, but they're not common either. He's one of those people that he's the biggest dog in the room at all times. He's one of those. It's not false confidence; it's real confidence. He thinks and believes like, I'm the best of the fucking best. The gimmick and corny stuff, even like his walkouts coming out like the Undertaker. I'm not for like the show aspect of it. I'm for the fight aspect. So this dog collar stuff that you were talking about. I don't need that.
Yeah,
man.
I'm
just go in that octagon and show me you're a dog. Don't dog
like
collar.
and it's funny because he goes in. They asked him the dog collar. He goes, "Because I'm a dog, I'm about to be unleashed." And then 5 minutes before that, he goes, "I'm done with talking. I'm just time to fight." Like,
yeah, you know what?
I
agree with Pereira said something very good. He said, "You know what? You said this the last 3 times too."
Exactly.
I looked at that. I seen when I watched, especially we're talking about this specific fight. Adesanya is confident. Adesanya is confident. That's one thing I will say about Israel Adesanya. He has never lost his confidence.
And I respect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I respect that too, because he is, in my opinion, he is one of the best fighters in the world. I think he is the better technical fighter than Alex Pereira. But we all know what happens. And when I look at Alex Pereira in this press conference, he's respecting Adesanya. He didn't say nothing bad. He said he's a warrior. I respect him. It is funny. He said, Izzy, you make me laugh. Make me laugh. Adesanya, I mean, he was cool. He was composed.
And
this guy is he's a fucking savage. He's a savage. He's a
He is.
boogeyman.
And
he's a boogeyman.
Like you said, he was respectful. And I think even though Alex doesn't like him, he still respects Izzy and what he's done in the sport and his fighting ability. And you have to. You have to show respect to your opponent, especially to a guy like Izzy and to a guy like Alex. Like for Izzy, I know he's.
I think there is mutual respect there. Even after the fight,
I do.
Even after the third fight or the first MMA fight, they shook hands and they did say, "Hey, I respect you." And Adesanya said, "I respect you too." I mean, you have to respect each other.
Oh, absolutely, because this is a great. I mean, you want to say great rivalry, but Alex is 3-0.
Oh, yeah, so, he's 3-0, and
because that's an argument a lot of people bring up, and my counter to that argument is, do those fights count for UFC MMA?
What?
Overall, yes, they count for your career, but those are kickboxing fights. Do those first two? Do you go?
I get what you're saying, Matt. It wouldn't matter if he didn't finish him again the same way.
Yeah.
To me, it wouldn't have mattered. But going into this fight, the fact is, Pereira beat Adesanya 3 times. He knocked him out twice, back to back. It has to count. I mean, MMA-wise, for your longevity, for Hall of Fame, no, it might not matter. But when they step in that octagon, it's going to matter. It's going to be in Adesanya's head. And it's also going to be in Pereira's head, too. So,
I think Pereira got rocked, man. Like, he got hurt.
Oh, yeah.
In 2 other fights.
He got rocked. End of that first round. And Adesanya had 15 seconds left. I think he finishes him. I don't.
You know what?
We're not having this conversation.
No, you're probably 100% right.
I also think it's good for Pereira to be champ, because if he goes out here tonight and he finishes Izzy, that puts a lot of welterweights on notice. Like, you got to hope and pray that guy moves up, because if I'm a welterweight and they come at me with like, hey, you want to fight for the title? Yeah, 6 months from now when I can get some optimal training in. You can't be doing these 3-month deals.
Yeah.
But to add to that, though, what happens to Adesanya? Let's say he does get beat. If you're Israel, you have a lot of decisions to make. A lot of decisions to think about your future.
Now, you mentioned on Wednesday that he was talking about moving up to 205.
Yes, I did see. I read articles.
So here's my thing. All right, so if he moves up to 205, Pereira is going to move up. He's going to move up.
He's bigger than Adesanya. He's the bigger man.
Exactly. So, and this is just, I'm just throwing things out there just for the sake of conversation. And does Izzy move down to welterweight? Because he doesn't cut much to make 185.
I don't know if he can make that cut.
Because he is getting older. He's 35. Or no, he's 33. He's 33 now.
Is he 33? I'm not sure.
Yeah, he's 33. Alex is 35.
Yeah, I mean,
just for the sake of conversation, I'm like, if he knows Alex is going up to 205, does he want that? Like we said Wednesday, does he want that boogeyman to follow him to another weight class?
Right.
Because honestly, I think at 205, I think Alex beats Izzy pretty easily.
And I think he's scarier at 205.
Oh yeah,
I really do.
The dude's already massive.
Right.
And he doesn't have to cut much weight.
Exactly. And I think the powers are, you already see the huge difference of power at 185. Pereira cutting less weight, dude, that power difference I think is going to be even more substantial at 205.
What do you think Adesanya walks around at?
I would say, so to make 185, I think he walks around no more than 200 pounds.
I can go to
I can see that. I can see that.
He's not a small guy. He's
he's lanky. He doesn't have a lot of mass. He has he's lanky, like we said. He's like 6'4".
Yeah.
So
I'm 6'5" on my best day.
6'5", 240.
Yeah.
All day.
All right, so that's our main, right? And we're always, we're gonna come back to that.
We'll circle around.
The early prelims did just start, so we'll start the preliminary card. And that's actually, now that I'm looking at the fight card, the first fight's gonna be Cynthia Cavillo versus Lupita Godinez, and I've always liked Cynthia Cavillo, so I'm taking her in that fight. But that chick she's fighting is 8-3.
Now,
just for the funny sake of it, Pat did just text me. He doesn't know shit about the prelim fighters.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. None of us really do. I just know
I'm not gonna lie.
Yes.
I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
Cindy Cavillo, she's a bigger name, so I'm taking her. And then
now, Calvillo, she has the reach. She's also 6 years older. I'm gonna go with I think it's Godinez. I think that's how you pronounce it. I could be wrong, but I'm gonna go with she's like 29. I'm gonna go with the younger fighter on this one, and I think she probably gets like a 29-28 decision, like 2 rounds to 1. I don't think it's gonna be a dominating either way.
Yeah, it's a good prelim fight.
But
next on the fight card, I'm not gonna attempt to say that guy's last name, but I know he's fought Cosmot. That's the guy Cosmot knocked out.
Shylin?
Gerald Mearshart, or think Mearshart. I don't know if that's I don't know if that's right or
Gerald's
not. But
fighting Joe Pfeiffer. I don't know that guy, but 10-2. Like I said, the guy that Cosmot knocked out, because none of us can say his name.
Pfeiffer's a favorite.
Pfeiffer's I would say he's 10-2. I'll take Pfeiffer.
Yeah, I will too. Just like I said, I'm not too familiar with all the prelims, but I know some. But I'll go Pfeiffer as well.
Yeah, because the next two we all know.
Yeah, we know the next two for sure.
Yeah, Michelle Watterson,
the karate hottie,
Michelle Watterson, and Luana
Pinheiro.
Yeah,
Pinheiro. I'm gonna go Luana.
So am I.
Yeah,
Michelle Watterson looked bad in her last fight, and
she's
I love
the
person.
She's on the decline, I think.
She looked really bad.
Yeah.
So I think
unfortunately, man, because she was fun to watch, man. Like, yeah, man,
awesome,
she was great.
She come over from Invicta, right?
I'm not sure, man.
Or straight.
I'm not sure. I'm not positive on that one.
Okay, so we're all in disagreement because I'm also taking Luana.
Yeah.
And Wednesday we did touch on Chris Curtis, Kelvin Gastelum.
Yeah.
My pick stays the same with Kelvin.
I'm going Kelvin too.
I'm going Gastelum as well. I really like Gastelum in this fight.
I think people are kind of overlooking him, man. People forget how good he really is.
Yes.
I mean, he had I think he was dealing with a few injuries, if I remember right. So he hasn't fought since like 2021, I think. He hasn't fought.
I will say this though, Chris Curtis looked good. Weigh in, he's in shape. He does look. He always looks good, but he looks good.
He looks good. His problem is, dude, if you stick to your game plan, he gets frustrated easily in an octagon. And I referenced the Jack Hermanson fight on Wednesday. I'm like, dude, Hermanson, leg kicks, jabs, a lot of just easy straight punches, clinch, put him against the cage. That was it. Like, nothing crazy. He just outpointed him, and Curtis was getting pissed. Like, he was frustrated because he couldn't do what he wanted. He was trying to draw Hermanson into a brawl. And Curtis is a big dude at 185 or 170, right? 170? Or no, he's 185. He's 185. Yeah, he's middleweight. So he's a big dude. He's strong, and he's got power. So I think if Gastelum avoids getting into a firefight with him,
stick to the plan.
I mean, he's got good wrestling. He
does.
He can make things happen, and I think he will. So I think Gastelum gets the job done for sure.
Yeah,
I'm with you.
And then Pat, he just told me the next one, Raul Rosa, Christian Rodriguez did miss weight.
Yeah, missed by what, 2 pounds, Pat?
Went at 137.
So I mean, that's 20% of his fight purse,
dude.
I'm still
man.
I'm sticking with Rosas. I'm gonna make a prediction here. Do not be surprised if Rodriguez gets cut after this one. I'm just saying, only because I know how Dana is on missing weight. This is you're opening up.
It's Rodriguez's second UFC fight, and he already missed weight.
And you shit the bed. If he loses, don't be shocked if he's gone.
Yeah. Like you said, especially second UFC fight, you got a chance to open up the pay-per-view on your second UFC fight, and you miss weight.
Yeah, it's kind of, but I know there's other stuff that goes into cutting weight. I've only done it a couple of times, but that was for jiu-jitsu purposes. Yeah. But like, you're already 2 pounds. Like, you gotta just flush those out.
Do whatever you gotta do.
That's what
cutting.
I'm saying, yeah.
Like, for me, I had to weigh in at 199. I walked around 205, dude. I did not want to have to cut weight. So I knew that for me, like walking around 215, 220 was just too much. I didn't want to do that. I didn't want to put my body through that.
No.
So I just stayed on a diet where I was able to walk, get no heavier than 210. And if there was, a match coming up, get down to 205. And then the week of the fight, getting down to 199 was easy.
I've always said too, just from the MMA fighter, for their standpoint, dude, you got to start. I start your weight cuts as soon as your name goes on the contract. Cut out the carbs. Start eating
naturally lose weight.
Yeah, exactly.
Get in shape.
Diet to get the weight down, so that way the week of the fight you're cutting less than 10 pounds would be ideal.
Yeah, because you're gonna run. I mean, it sucked to watch, but the behind the scenes of Cyborg, like,
I'll never forget that.
Like
in the bathtub.
Yeah, it was bad. I mean, Max Holloway almost died from a weight cut.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not
Conor McGregor when he fought at 145.
Dude, those weight cuts are no joke, man. They're dangerous.
Yeah, especially because when you go and look at like Conor at 145 versus him at like welterweight, like, dude, you looked bad, like bad.
Right.
Like, holy hell.
Yeah.
Bishop, and everyone
like
watch
a crackhead.
This, all you amateur fighters out there watching this, do not try it. You are not Conor McGregor.
No.
You do not have the nutritionist. You do not have the people around you. You do not have the doctors. Do not try to cut 25 pounds to make weight.
Yeah.
Don't do it.
Like I said, I was nothing more than an amateur, so I just, like I said, 6 pounds. That's all I had to really worry about losing water weight. 6 pounds was nothing.
Them guys have the best people around them in the world when they're doing this.
You got the money, man. Bishop did just text me, and he brought up a good segment too. The fights that were canceled. In a what-if world, those fights don't get canceled. Who we rolling with? So the first fight that was canceled, Carl Williams, Chase Sherman.
Oh, that got canceled.
Mm-hmm. So the 3 fights
that one got canceled?
Yeah, the 3 fights that are canceled here on my phone are Carl Williams, Chase Sherman, Michael Chiesa, Lee Jingling, Chris Barnett, Chase. How was Chase Sherman fighting? Oh, he got rescheduled, and then. So we're gonna go with that fight first. In a what-if world, the fights don't get canceled. Michael Chiesa versus Lee Jingling.
Dude,
I like Chiesa.
Me too.
But Lee Jingling, I mean, he's tough. I think if Chiesa's on, and especially Chiesa's fighting at what, 170 now?
This was at welterweight, yes.
Yeah.
Welterweight. He doesn't have to make that big of a weight cut. I like Chiesa in that. I would have liked Chiesa in that fight.
I like Chiesa, period. I've always been a Chiesa fan, so I would take Chiesa, and then Chris Barnett and Chase Sherman.
Quick question. Are we all right? No matter what, Chase Sherman's losing whether he's fighting Barnett or Carl Williams. Chase Sherman's losing. But are we pronouncing that dude's name Jingling? Is that right?
That's how I said
Lee?
it. Jingling. I like it. All right.
Jingling. I think that's it.
Close
enough. No disrespect, man. No disrespect to you at all.
Yeah. Just because I butchered your name. That we talked about.
Apologize.
I did switch up from Wednesday, going back to the main card. I'm taking Raul now.
I'm sticking with Raul, but I made a change too, and I think Pat made the same one.
Yep. I was sticking Raul. How about we stay with this? I'm going to stick with Raul as well. I'm taking Rosas.
Yeah, I think we're all clean sweep on Rosas.
The next one's where you guys switched up.
Yep.
Yeah. Ponzinibbio and Abayo over Holland. I just think after watching that, especially like when I picked Holland on Wednesday, I even said I'm kind of going with my heart here rather than my head. And after watching that press conference, he just doesn't seem focused. The drama with him and Masvidal, and Dana White kept shutting that down in the press conference.
Yep.
But I'm like, I think Ponzinibbio and Abayo, he's been late. He's been out for a while. He's got something to prove to show that he's still got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I think he's going to get Holland. I think the Ponzinibbio and Abayo wins.
So I think
100% with you, Chase.
Yeah, so we're all good. And I like Kevin Holland. Nothing against Kevin Holland.
I like Kevin Holland too.
He's just good.
Yeah.
If Kevin Holland's focused and he's ready to go, I like him. He is not focused. He is totally distracted. I don't see Holland winning this fight.
Yeah.
A couple days ago, I was completely off. I completely opposite. I liked Kevin Holland a lot in this fight. Not anymore.
I never liked him in this. I never liked him in this fight. I was just like, I want to see Kevin Holland win.
Right.
So like that's kind of where I was at.
Gotta let my dog out real quick.
All right.
No problem.
But yeah, dude. And actually, I want to go ahead.
I want to it was funny how Dana kept shutting that down between
He did, dude.
Masvidal and Holland. I think there's something big there that he doesn't want out, and he's telling them guys to basically shut up about it. I don't know. Maybe something big happened between them.
I've never really seen him do that. Like, he shut it down
No.
on the spot, like, on the spot.
Right.
He was on it.
Yeah,
but here's the deal.
Shut that down.
So I think Burns beats Masvidal. So if Masvidal comes off another loss, I'm like, is that a time to set up a fight between him and Holland?
I don't know.
I mean, if Holland wins, if Holland does win and Masvidal loses, is that a matchup to make? If they got the drama going?
Maybe that's what it is, but I just feel like, I love George Masvidal. I really do love the story. Sometimes, man, it's like, all right, George, what are you doing? What you're starting shit with everybody now.
Let me get my AJ Hawk vibes going.
There it is. Light it up.
Drama sells. So
controversy creates cash.
Yeah. Now, Masvidal being sued by Colby, like assaulting him, like I don't like that.
I don't like that either. No.
But I mean, you keep that stuff in the cage. You're building the fight. He's gonna say some things that make you mad. You're gonna say some things that make him mad.
Exactly.
He should have finished Colby. He should have finished him. He had him beat.
Yeah. But
he had 5 rounds to beat Colby Covington and couldn't do it.
Yep. Nope. Couldn't do it.
So I'm like, that drama, you lost fair and square. And here's the deal. They're still talking about Masvidal and title contention. I'm like,
honey, dude.
I understand that, but at the same time, like, you have to have some integrity in the sport and for the rankings and the guys ahead of him. I'm like, dude,
3P Minnesota.
I just don't.
That's the fight that should have happened. That never happened. Why the UFC didn't capitalize on that, I still don't know.
Dude, that was perfect. Him and Edwards should have happened. Yeah. When did that go down? Like 3 years ago?
When did 3P Minnesota happen, Matt?
Just about 3 years ago.
2019.
It was.
I think it's 2019.
Before his fight with Nate.
Yes.
Oh yeah, it was well before that. Yeah.
So 2018, 2019,
somewhere around there. Yeah.
That's when Masvidal went on his run.
Yeah, it was before COVID, I think.
Yeah.
That's the thing too, because you just said Masvidal's run. When you look at that, dog's going nuts. When you look at that run, you beat some of the top guys. I mean,
Darren Till,
you knocked out. You come back, you hit Askren, and then Diaz. But I feel like after the BMF title, he let something go to his head that, like,
money. Let's just be honest, money.
Yeah. I mean,
he got that big contract, and there you go.
And that's another thing. It's a great marketing thing, and it gets views. That whole BMF belt, get that out of here. Get that out of here. I was not a fan of that at all.
No, I would agree with you.
I disagree. I liked it. I thought it was cool.
It was Nate Diaz, man, and Nate Diaz's call out was awesome. Like, you might be a gangster, but you're no like West Coast gangster. It's like,
yeah. For that fight, I thought it was cool. I think they should retire. I don't even think they should bring it up anymore. But for that fight, it was cool. It really was.
I thought it was stupid. Like, I don't need these fake belts.
Yeah. See, I don't like the fake belts. I do think Wonder Boy needs to fight for the nicest motherfucker belt.
Dude, no shit. I love Wonder Boy.
Like, just the title of
I love Wonder Boy.
Like, I don't give a shit if you
big smiley face on it.
Yeah, but I don't need like a physical belt. Just give him the title.
Yeah.
You like when you're going through the rankings, it says like champion 1, 2, 3, and then you get to like Wonder Boy. It's like nice.
Dude, Wonder Boy's awesome. Actually, him and McGregor have been training together, at least for a period of time.
That's interesting.
He's one of his coaches for Tough.
Yeah.
Wow.
Karate
really?
McGregor. Karate McGregor coming back.
Yeah. Well,
let's get. Or go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
I was just gonna make a point about Tough. He's gonna need that karate stance because I mean Chandler's gonna shoot for a takedown.
Yes, he is. It depends. We'll touch on that subject coming up. There's a lot behind that. If that fight happens too, let's. If that fight happens, that's another thing. Let's get back to the co-main event though. Let's
let's keep on track.
We I know I picked Gilbert Burns, and I'm staying with that pick. I just honestly believe this is a very, very bad match for George Masvidal. Even before the Kevin Holland stuff, even before the other distractions, this is a bad matchup for George Masvidal. And I agree. I think Burns can finish him anywhere, on the feet, on the ground. I'm sticking with Gilbert Burns on this one.
I like Gilbert Burns. I'm taking Gilbert Burns. I think his defensive boxing is much better. I mean, I think I said this Wednesday too. He rocked Usman. Like,
yes, he did.
Rocked
Yes,
him.
he did.
So
he got power.
I'm sticking with Burns, and I don't unless Masvidal hits Burns, will he hit Darren Till with that just straightforward barrage?
Yep.
Because what are you gonna do that guy on the ground? Like, Gilbert Burns on the
Good
ground
luck.
is scary.
If Burns gets you on the ground, you're done.
3-time world jiu-jitsu champion? Was it 3?
Yeah, and
or how many?
Just about 3, but he still does.
He still competes in it, and like you said, Matt, that how he knocked out Till. That's what I talked about Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at Masvidal's success, always comes on like those blitzes when he goes forward. When he blitzed on Darren Till, caught him. He blitzed on Nate Diaz every time he knocked him down.
Mm-hmm.
Literally went full balls to the wall against Askren and kneed him in the head. I'm like, all of his success comes on those blitzes moving forward. It gets kind of wild, but he's got power. And like for most fighters, and I know this is kind of like my broken record saying it was when Masvidal moves backwards, when he's not controlling the center of the octagon, he gets in trouble, as most fighters do. And Burns is not going to move back.
No.
And if Masvidal does blitz, I could see that that's right where the takedown happens.
Yep.
Yeah.
So also, Masvidal's gotten a lot. You even look at his last fight, with Usman. I mean, was it? Yeah, I mean, the first fight, I think he fought better in the first fight against Usman on short notice compared to the second fight.
He did.
He got cocky. He looked like almost, and I don't want to say this about George Masvidal because I love him. It was almost like, to a certain extent against Usman, he didn't even want to be there. I mean, he was cocky. He was taunting the crowd and this and that. And Usman was just focused and then landed the kaboom. He landed the big right hand. I hope Masvidal's really focused for this fight. It's in Miami. It's in his hometown. But that's a big thing. Go ahead, Matt.
I was going to talk about it earlier when we touched on, like, I don't need the show. Like, show me in the ring. Show me in the octagon.
Yeah.
Dude, annoying pet peeve with all MMA fighters, all boxers, any contact sport. I hate when people say, like, Masvidal, the king of Miami. Dude, what? You fight people for a little bit. Well, now that they signed that the Reebok deal, then the Venom deal, like, you fight somebody for a little bit of money. What makes you the king of? I caught Colby in my city, so I assaulted him. I'm the king of Miami.
After you lost 5 rounds to him.
Yeah, like, you never, and I know you guys love Stipe. I like Stipe too. Name one time Stipe would ever even consider saying, I'm the king of Ohio.
He's never said that.
He's never said it. I don't think he ever would. But again, it's just a big pet peeve of mine with, like, MMA. Like, you're the king of a city because you fight MMA?
Stipe's not even the king of his own household.
Yeah.
If you ask him, it's his wife, the kids, the dog, then him.
Yeah. And dude, and he said that himself.
Yeah.
My favorite thing.
I get what you're saying, Matt. Yeah. I get what you're saying there.
Just to touch on this for a second. It might have been the Ngannou fight. I was watching the Embeddeds. And just how down to earth Stipe is. Did you guys watch it when he pranks his wife?
Yes.
He's like, hey, I just want to ask you a question. Then he hangs up on her.
Yeah.
I find it hilarious. He's such a good.
Like, that's something you would do.
This whole podcast now, we don't even talk MMA. Like, let's just talk about how good of a guy Stipe is.
Really?
Yeah.
Him and Wonderboy for the nicest fighters.
When I met him, in Middlefield, dude, he was such a good dude, man. Such a great guy. Just naturally, it's who he is.
No.
Who he is.
All right, so back to the fight card. I want to. So we were talking about how in my opinion, Masvidal doesn't even belong in the title picture. Period.
No.
No. Dude, Burns, he wins this fight. Here's the problem: is like people aren't talking about him. Another guy they're not talking about for that title.
Muhammad.
That's exactly where I was going. Mm-hmm. People aren't talking about him, dude. And I think, does he have a fight coming up, or is he? Nothing.
I thought we looked at it.
He was calling Colby out.
Yeah, I think.
I know Bilal wanted Colby in the worst way.
He said three people would be Colby, Usman, or Edwards. Those are his 3 that he wants. And I think a fight with Usman kind of makes sense.
I can see that happening. It does make sense, and I think Muhammad. I mean, that fight with Edwards never. I mean, it ended on an eye poke, so we never really got to see how that played out. But I mean, is Muhammad just going to get the winner of Covington and Edwards, or I mean, are they going to try to book him for one fight beforehand, get a win, and then get the title?
If I'm Bilal, I don't like that because I don't want to risk me going in there and losing, and then losing
That's
the
where my
title shot.
mind's
So
at.
my mindset, if I'm Bilal, I'm waiting.
I'm
waiting for
next.
the phone call. I want next, but I'm waiting.
Yeah.
I'm not going to go fight another or another middle welterweight.
Welterweight.
Risk my streak, risk my shot when I feel I've already earned it.
I agree. I think he's earned it too. I mean,
yeah,
it's funny. Bilal Muhammad reminds me of two people. The
Dariush.
current reminds me Dariush reminds me of two people. The current champion at 170, Leon Edwards. Leon Edwards went on that long run. Tony Ferguson reminds me so much of Tony Ferguson. What do I have to do? What do I have to do to earn a shot? You know, Bilal. If I'm Bilal Muhammad, he's in a very hard situation right now. What happens with let's say Masvidal Burns is a 3-round war. What do you do then? Could you potentially or let's say Masvidal or Burns, starches the other guy. Especially in my opinion, if Masvidal starches Burns, and that fight, you can either make Covington, Masvidal 2, or Leon. If Leon gets past Colby, Leon Masvidal. Masvidal's a big name. He has the money. He has the contract. I understand.
He brings eyes.
Oh yeah,
brings views. I don't think he should be in the title picture. But if he goes out tonight and he does starch Gilbert Burns, which I don't think he's going to, but if he does, he's right back in the title picture. So he's right there, and he'll jump Bilal. I think he'll jump Bilal.
What
he shouldn't, but he will.
Well, that's what I was going to touch on. He shouldn't. What if you run the UFC? Let's just say you guys are this. You run the UFC. Money and views, record. If I got this kid, he's 12-0. He wants a title shot, but this guy, he's bringing all this, money. He's causing drama. Who gets the title shot if you ran the UFC?
At the end of the day, it's a business and it's all about making money. So I understand that. But for me, I want to see the best fighters get the chances they deserve to show they're the best, regardless of money. But again, at the end of the day, it's a business. You have to run it as such. And sometimes you got to make those calls where the better fighters, the guy who deserves it, doesn't always get it. And that's the reality of fighting for a business. It's in the business of making money. So
my heart tells me I want the guy with the record, the guy that's earned it. Head tells me you make the money. My head tells me you go with the business. Heart, though, like I said, as a fan, I go with my heart, saying, yeah, I want the guy that has the 12-0, 13-0 record, big win streak. But my head's telling me, hey man, it's time to make money. We're in the business of making money. So heart versus head.
Well, yeah, absolutely. I agree with everything you both said. But as the fighter, talking Bilal, you get punished if you don't take fights. If you wait, you get punished.
Yep.
Then if you, let's just say something crazy happens to where he does get off to the fight and something happens, he gets hurt or something, you'll never get that shot again.
Yep. So he's in a hard spot. Bilal Muhammad is in a very hard spot right now.
Oh, it's a very hard spot.
Yeah.
Because you take Tony Ferguson. Let's just say Tony he was like 12-0 or 12-run streak.
Yep.
Loses. He lost to Gaethje, but he starts a run again. He loses to Gaethje, but he comes back and he picks up like 4 or 5 wins. Does that gift you the shot?
I don't know. I think it should.
Tough.
On paper it should. Realistically it should. But again, heart versus head. Are we in? The heart is saying, hey, this guy's been fighting. He has 1 loss in 17 fights. Okay. The only thing with Tony Ferguson is he did draw money because he was absolutely insane.
Oh yeah.
But
he's a zombie
Bilal
player.
Muhammad. Bilal Muhammad, we know who he is. MMA, guys who follow the UFC, but does Bilal Muhammad draw? That's the question. He's a great fighter. I think he's getting better. I think he's a force in that division, especially that he teamed up with Khabib's camp.
Yeah.
The problem is he marketable? Can you put him in there and can you make money? I don't
Look,
know.
at the end of the day, money talks, and it comes down to the
Yep.
dollar signs.
Yeah.
It's a business, but
That's why Leon Edwards had to wait so long.
one fight, I don't want to skip over this fight because I think this has the potential for fight of the night.
Oh, I know where you're
Actually,
going.
this is my pick. This is actually my pick for fight of the night.
Yep.
Rob Font, Adrian Yanez.
Yep. That's going to be a
Now,
war.
I can't.
this
wait.
fight, I am very, very excited for this fight. Great strikers. Yanez has a good arsenal, and Rob Font has one of the best jabs in MMA, period.
Yep.
And when he starts pumping that thing out, I mean, they even said in the press conference, like Rob Font, he's like, as he gets that jab going, it could be a long night for anybody. And we've seen it.
Yep.
Yanez is young. He's hungry. He's sitting number 12 in the rankings. This is like his I am in the title conversation fight. This is where he jumps to that next level, breaks top 10. So
Yep.
this fight is exciting. I know we made our picks, but if one of you guys want to start the ball rolling on this one, I'm excited for this fight.
I'm excited. I agree with you for fight of the night. I think Rob Font is awesome. I'm a huge Rob Font fan. I like the guy. I did pick him to win, but I did switch up again.
Ooh.
Because going back to what Chase said,
all right,
you get a lot of motivation when you look at that number next to your name. And like Chase says, I want to be top 10. That 12's ugly. If I'm 9 looks nice. So he's
single
hungry,
digits.
Hungry.
Yep.
Gonna go out there and I'm gonna take Giannis by split.
Giannis by split. Okay.
Split decision.
This is a hard fight. I know earlier in the week I said Rob Font. I'm gonna stick with my pick, but this will be the fight of the night. This is gonna be two guys are gonna put on a masterclass. It's gonna be a war between these two. I'm very excited for this fight. Very excited. I'm sticking with Rob Font though. I'm gonna go Rob Font. I'm gonna go split decision as well. I think it'll be that close. You know, it's gonna be razor thin, but I'm gonna go with Rob Font.
Dude, I cannot wait for this fight.
Neither.
So I picked Yanez earlier in the week for the same reasons I just said a second ago. He's young, he's hungry, he's in number 12. Rob Font's number 5 or 6. And
I'll tell you right now,
this is his chance to say, hey,
yep,
I'm in conversation for the title shot. Like Yanez knows, like I'm sitting at number 12. I'm 2, maybe 3 wins away from a title shot. Like this is my chance. I mean, he's young. He's in his prime. This is where he's giving it his all to get a shot at that belt. And
huge fight for him.
I think Yanez does it. He's on, I think, a 9-fight win streak, and I think it moves to 10 after tonight.
He is the favorite. He's a minus 180, so he is a favorite.
Is he a favorite? I thought Font was a favorite.
Nope. Font is plus 155. It's small favorite, very small favorite. He's a favorite.
Actually, but before we end this, I want to go over all of the betting odds because I'm actually gonna be watching this fight from the casino tonight. So,
ooh, I might have to shoot you a text.
Yeah, come on by. But I think Yanez wins, and you know what? I'm gonna go unanimous decision here. I'm gonna go unanimous, and I say when I say unanimous, I don't think he dominates every round, but I think he edges out every round. I think he wins. I think he gets the 30-27 win. I still think it's fight of the night. But I am very, very, very excited for this fight. I think this is my call for fight of the night.
I'm with you. This is my fight of the night.
I'm going to take this as fight of the night. I think it's going to be two guys that are hungry. As we get into the main event, Bishop, who could not be here today, did shoot us all a text.
Okay.
Yep, I seen it.
Yeah.
He thinks Izzy's got that dog in him. I assume he's taking Izzy, or he was taking Izzy Wednesday, so I assume he's stick with that. So I thought this would be a good time because we're split, right? No one swithed up.
Bishop also took Masvidal. Bishop also, I want to throw it out there, and he did take Masvidal. He said he feels Masvidal's focused, so he's taking Masvidal.
Okay. So Bishop's taking Izzy. I'm taking Izzy. You guys are taking Pereira.
Yep.
So what we'll do is Wednesday when we go live, or Tuesday, sorry, Bishop would be busy Wednesday. whoever wins or loses, the guys that were against him get a punishment. Nothing crazy. Nothing nuts. Like, you got to wear a wig for the podcast.
Good, I'm bald already, so it's what's good.
Wear a wig. Or
I got hair again.
We'll come up with something. But
so we'll get you a wig with a messed up hairline.
Party hair, dog. It's even better.
So, because we're split. They're split 2 and 2.
Yeah.
We're not. Well, none of us are analysts, but we're all fans. So Bishop gave his thoughts. I gave mine. So
I want to hear your final thoughts, Matt. Though I want to hear your final thoughts on this fight.
Actually, before we move into final thoughts, there's just one thing I want to touch on. Is so Dana White, they were asking him about, the UFC. It pretty much lives in Las Vegas. You're very, very like you might get Houston a couple times. They've been going to Madison Square Garden like once a year.
Yeah.
Dana White was saying,
I heard this. I know where you're going.
Miami will be an annual spot for the UFC now because they said this was, I think,
the third biggest gate.
Yep, third biggest gate behind Vegas and Madison Square Garden. Third biggest gate. So now, and for you guys and like us on the East Coast, it's another spot for us to potentially get some MMA fights. So make a trip down to the 305 and see some fights. But yeah, so Dana White said that Miami is definitely, going to be an annual spot. And thanks to a guy like Jorge Masvidal, he said he was waiting for a guy like Jorge to bring UFC back to Miami, and they're finally doing it. So we got a new destination for the UFC.
It's very smart because guess what is right now? Spring break.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Good call.
Miami's on fire right now.
Guess who goes to spring break in Miami? People with money. People that will go to the fights because they're already there. That's very smart on Dana. And
that is smart.
I was waiting for a guy like Jorge. No, you're waiting on a spring break, buddy.
What Will Smith say? Party in the city where the heat is on.
Yeah, exactly.
Dude,
and
could you imagine the
keep his wife's name out of your
now?
mouth.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Could you imagine that atmosphere now in Miami? How crazy it got to be there? Like you said, I forgot about spring break.
Yeah,
on top of that, this fight,
man,
that's fun. Dana, smart move there. Uncle Dana does it again.
Yeah, absolutely. Dana. He's a smart businessman, dude. Like him or hate him, he's making money.
Modern day Vince McMahon.
Can't be mad about
exactly. So, main event time. The rematch between Israel Adesanya and Alex Pereira. So, the rundown of the last fight, we all know. Izzy, he was winning that fight. Here comes the 5th round. Pereira empties the gas tank, gets Izzy against the fence, lands that big left hook, gets the stoppage, and is crowned the new champion, new king of the middleweights, beating Izzy for the 3rd time overall. This is, I think, the most important fight in Izzy's career, and this is a very exciting matchup. So, what do you guys think?
Final closing thoughts on tonight's main event. I agree. This is the most important fight in Izzy's career. You got to go out there and you got to remind folk. This isn't like, any of these other fights where it was even. You're going in there against a guy. This is like those TV shows or those Rocky movies.
Yeah,
he's bigger. He's better. He's faster. You got to go out there. You got to prove it not just to me and the millions and millions of other fans, the other welterweights. You got to prove the locker room, like, hey, I'm still the man. He caught me on a bad night. I'm back. Give me my shit. Right. Give me my respect. And and you're gonna fight this guy again.
Excuse me.
So, if you win, it's definitely going to a trilogy. If you lose, you got to work your way back up. But I got
maybe.
But yeah, so I'm taking Izzy because I think Izzy, to Bishop's text, I agree with Bishop. He's got a dog and a man, and I like Izzy. I think tonight's the night you have to prove it. And if I'm Izzy and Izzy's corner, you can't split decision this guy. I need you to go in there and take him out and prove to me that you can do it. So I'm taking Izzy by 3rd round TKO.
So you switched up. You went by submission on Wednesday.
I did, but then I looked at it because I don't think Pereira's gonna let him wrestle him. because I thought like he's gonna go in there and
Yeah.
wrestle, but I am gonna go TKO. I think he's gonna start landing body shots super early, and he's gonna get it done.
And you know what? That's a good call because that's an art that gets lost in MMA. People don't work the body all that much.
No,
and dude, especially for guys with good gas tanks, you got to invest in that body to slow them down. But
I think it's gonna be teep kicks and body shots.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm gonna, guys. My final thoughts is this.
Let's go. I'm all ears.
This is gonna be interesting. I honestly think Israel Adesanya is the better fighter. Yes, he lost 3 times, but if you honestly look at the last 3 fights, the 2 kickboxing matches in the last fight, the first MMA fight, Adesanya was winning all of them. There's an argument he won the first kickboxing match. He was winning the second fight until he got knocked out. And the MMA fight, Adesanya, in my opinion, was up big in the scorecards going into that 5th round.
Yep. I think he was up 3-1 going into the 5th.
3-1, easily 3-1. He is the better fighter. But power is huge here. He is the better fighter, but it's not that big. It's not that marginal.
It's not an astronomical difference.
No. There is none. They know each other now. I don't think how much can these guys improve from 4 or 5 months ago? How much improvement are we going to see of the wrestling, the grappling? I don't think it's going to be that big of a factor. The one thing I did see, I went back and rewatched that fight because I watched it yesterday. Adesanya was doing good on the leg kicks, and I did see something big. I don't know. I think it was the 5th round, even the 4th round. Pereira checked a kick. He checked a couple of them, and Adesanya did not like that.
Yeah.
He did not like that. It hurt.
Yeah, absolutely.
I will say this. My final thought on this, my opinion hasn't changed. My thoughts haven't changed. I think Alex Pereira is going to dominate Adesanya. I think Izzy is the better fighter, but I honestly think it's going to play in his head. I lost this guy 3 times. I think Pereira walks him down. I think he gets him out of there in the 2nd round. I think he hurts him. I really see Alex Pereira hurting Adesanya tonight. I could be wrong.
Dude.
Been wrong before, but I think he walks him down, and I think he puts him out. He's a knockout.
I'm right there with you, and I want to go back to Matt's point. He said, in Izzy's mind, he's like, maybe he caught me on a bad night. Now, here's the flip side of that. In Izzy's mind, I'm like, look, I had this guy beat 3-1.
Yep.
I was winning the whole fight, and he still beat me.
Yep.
I had him hurt at the end of the round. He was able to recover and last 3 more rounds and lose 2 of the 3 and still beat me.
Yep.
I'm like,
what do I gotta do to beat this monster?
Exactly. Like Izzy had him hurt in 2 of their 3 fights and still lost. He still couldn't beat him. I think Pereira flatlines him in the 2nd round. I think he finishes him a lot earlier this time, and it ain't going to be a TKO. Yeah. That's my thought.
There will be no controversy. There will be no controversy stoppage on this one.
No, there can't. And just to both of your guys' points, because I agree with everything you guys are saying outside of how the fight's going to play out. But for Izzy, you can't go in there with this David and Goliath mentality.
No,
I agree, Pat. You're the better guy.
He is.
Yeah.
Like, stay away from his left hand.
Also, I want to add something to that too. Adesanya, where was Izzy doing very good throughout the whole fight? He was throwing straights, good 1-2s. He wasn't throwing wild. Do not get into a brawl with this man. That's what he wants. Pereira wants it to be a brawl because he gets inside, he starts throwing them hooks, them uppercuts, and it's a bad night. If Izzy can use his length and use his speed, it will really help him.
Izzy's faster than Alex, and those straight punches get to the target fast.
Yep.
They get to the target quicker. So ones and 2s, double pump the jab, work leg kicks, teep kicks to the body. Yep. And just that's his best avenue to victory, I think, is just I don't know.
Stay on the outside.
I mean, he hurt him. and he hurt him, but I think the only way he could truly beat Alex is to outpoint him, and that's how you do it. Is straights, ones, twos, keep kicks to the body, leg kicks, just stay at range, work the center of the octagon, and just go from there. Get a unanimous decision. And if you look at Izzy, a lot of his wins, a lot of his fights aren't necessarily exciting because he stays on the outside. Right. He outpoints. He's a very technical fighter and he's smart. And this is a fight where I mean, emotions come into play in a fight like this. And I think, like Pat, like you said, if it comes to that, comes to like a brawl, I mean, Alex he wins, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, though, or go ahead, Matt. Go ahead, Matt.
Oh, I was just gonna say, to the point of boring. If I gotta fight boring to get my title back, I'm willing.
Do what you gotta do.
You do what you have to do to win. Yep. Period.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
Period.
That's it. I got a question for you guys in the entire card.
What's up?
Give me your lock. What is your on this whole card? What is your lock prediction for a win?
Lock prediction. I'm gonna take Gilbert over Masvidal, 100%. I believe that 100%. So that's a bet I won't change. And I'll give you one better. I think Gilbert knocks him out.
All right. Honestly, Burns is my lock too. He really is.
I just don't see a way Masvidal can win.
It's funny. We're all on the same page. Yeah. We're all on the same page. Gilbert Burns.
We'll flip side to that, and then I want to go into the betting odds before we get off here.
Exactly.
So that's our lock for win. Which underdog do you think comes on top tonight? For me, it's Ponzinibbio is my best dog because the odds are better. I think he's like plus 230.
Right now he's at 205, plus 205.
I think if you're looking to make a couple bucks on a dog, I think that's your best bet. What do you guys think?
I'm with you there.
We said Rob Font was the underdog.
Plus 135. I'm going to list the betting odds for the featured prelim down the main card. So do you want me to list those off now?
Yeah.
List Gastelum and Curtis. I want to see.
All right. Now, Gastelum is minus 125, Curtis plus 105. It's very, very close.
Okay.
And then so that's the featured prelim for the first fight of the main card. Raul Rosas Jr. versus Christian Rodriguez. Now, even after Christian missing weight, Raul is a minus 230 favorite. Rodriguez plus 195 dog.
I would take that. That would be my dog because I haven't seen the guy
Rodriguez?
fight, so I don't know about it. But I would take Rodriguez if I had to bet on an underdog. I would take Rodriguez.
So, and for everybody watching or anybody who sees this, these odds are on DraftKings. We are not sponsored. Maybe eventually, who knows? But so yeah, Raul Rosas minus 230, Rodriguez plus 195. Now Kevin Holland minus 240 favorite, Ponzinibbio plus 200 dog. That for me,
yeah.
Ponzinibbio is my dog to get the job done tonight.
That's my dog.
And so then moving on to Rob Font, Adrian Yanez. Font plus 135 dog, Yanez minus 155 favorite on that fight. And then moving on to Masvidal Burns. Burns
is a big favorite.
Burns was -5. Now he's minus 435 favorite. Masvidal plus 350 dog.
Tell you what, on MGM, Burns is minus 450.
Yeah, he's minus 435 on DraftKings.
So let me jump on DraftKings.
He's a big favorite.
Let me put that.
And all the money's coming in.
No matter what odds you take, they're going to be pretty similar to the ones I'm listing off right now.
That's a big favorite.
So for the main event, Pereira plus 115 dog, Izzy minus 135 favorite. So from the featured prelim to the main event, those are the odds according to DraftKings. And for our lock, we're going Gilbert Burns. For my best dog of the night, it's Ponzinibbio over Kevin Holland at a plus 200 dog.
That's my super dog.
Yeah, I'm
I mean,
gonna take
Ponzinibbio.
Ponzinibbio's
you're
not a
taking
bad one.
Rodriguez.
I'm gonna take Rodriguez as my dog. If I had to bet on one, it'd be him.
Well, the odds are really similar. It's plus Rodriguez plus 195, Ponzinibbio plus 200. You're making like what 50 cents or 10 cents more, whatever it is.
No dog. That's good. What about knockout of the night? What do you guys think?
I again just piggybacking off what I just said. I'm gonna take Gilbert. I think knockout of the night comes from Gilbert.
Chase?
Knockout of the night is gonna go to an underdog. The guy with 14 first round finishes. Ponzinibbio, KO over Holland.
My knockout of the night comes in the main event. I'm taking Pereira. I think he gets the knockout of the night tonight.
Now,
okay, I like it.
Clean knockout.
Well, you know what?
I think he's gonna land a shot. I don't think it's gonna be a TKO. I think he's gonna hurt him, but he's gonna land one big one, and it's gonna put Adesanya out.
You know what? I even said earlier. I think Pereira flatlines Izzy, so I feel like I'd have to double down on him being the knockout of the night. So I think Ponzinibbio finishes Holland, but yeah, KO of the night. I'll switch it up to Pereira.
I'm gonna call the punch. Right uppercut is gonna knock out Adesanya.
Feeling ballsy with the predictions, man.
That's not bad.
Mystic Mac over here.
I think he throws the left. He throws the left hook.
You think he feints that left and leads him into a right uppercut?
I think he either feints or he throws it, and when he comes back, Adesanya's gonna be hurt, and here comes the right uppercut, and it's gonna drop him.
That's not bad because again, how much wrestling do you think Izzy's gonna try and implement? This guy knocked you out. You're the best.
I think he's gonna try a lot. It's not gonna work.
Oh, sorry, my co-host.
What's up, bud?
Yeah, because at first I said submission. I thought Izzy was gonna wrestle.
That was an interesting take.
Yeah, because now that I'm thinking about it, if my man's gonna be throwing uppercuts, then I'm with you guys. Just stay on the outside.
Exactly. Yep.
Careful.
I think his best plan of attack is to do that.
Yep. I think he's gonna throw that left hook. I think Izzy blocks the left hook, but it's gonna hurt him. But here comes that right uppercut, and I think it's gonna land. And good night.
Yeah.
Well, so you guys heard our official predictions for UFC 287. The main card starts in 2 hours from now. You got the odds. Place your bets. Make your picks. And we will be back on Tuesday live, posting it on Wednesday to YouTube for the recap of UFC 287. This has been episode 2 of the Casual Couch MMA podcast. We appreciate you guys coming in and listening. And again, PBR, if you're watching,
I thought of another one, dude.
Uncle Snoop,
PBR. I thought of another one, dude.
Watch us.
What's up?
It won't go that far, but listen, Lifesaver gummies.
Lifesavers, dude. I love
you guys are out there. Listen, I buy enough of your shit that all right, I want some money back. All right.
Yeah.
So
all right, well,
and we will see you all Tuesday.
All right. See you guys.
Peace.